connection. A couple messages for the viewers, so pick a section, have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different. Quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, welcome back to another Pounds 978 video. And what a wonderful year it was for Spider-Man customs. An amazing year for Marvel Legends, and so much more to come. But I wanted to run by a few customs. In fact, maybe all of the customs we did this year. I'm sure there's a few that I'll miss, but there are a lot of customs. I think I counted maybe 90. So we have a ton of customs to show you. For all the regular guys, you may have seen all of these customs already. So for those who have subscribed a long time ago and continue to watch or have that notification bell clicked, you have seen the majority of these customs. But I'm sure maybe one or two have slipped by you, so feel free to stick around and take a look at all the customs we've done for 2018. And everyone who hasn't subscribed, feel free to subscribe, man. 2019 is coming. We're going to be doing a bunch of new things. I will take some custom requests from you guys, of course. But in the meantime, let's just go over what we've done for 2018, and then maybe we'll make a top 10 customs of 2018. Sounds good? All right. Deadpool. Symbiote Deadpool or Hybrid Deadpool. One of my favorites. This was the third one I made. I traded it for a SNES Classic. Best deal ever. Shout out to Daryl Tallman. He's the one who traded me for that. Even though the SNES was available like a month or 2 months after, it's still a great deal. Dead Lantern or Green Pool, however you prefer to call them. This was kind of a mix-up. I was inspired off a picture I saw and decided to make a Green Pool. But he was pretty cool, actually. This, I believe, went to Dog, but I did make two of them, so the other one I made went to someone else who commissioned it, so I don't remember who it went to. Both of the figures were essentially the same, just a color tweak. One was darker, had some green in some other places, the other one didn't, but we're both the same figure for the most part. The belts were different as well. Then there was Weapon X Deadpool. Love this guy, I will say. He was probably one of my favorite Deadpools. I don't know why. And again, Hasbro should make this, considering they made the 12-inch Deadpool. I don't know why they gave us 3 12-inch Deadpools. X-Men Deadpool, just a Cyclops modification. Was simple, but turned out to be one of the coolest Deadpools. I actually made 2 of these and got rid of both. Zenpool, another favorite. This is probably my favorite, well, my second favorite Deadpool. And this was inspired by Tosh Customs Custom. X-Force. This was before Hasbro released their X-Force out into the public, so I like that one. But this by far is probably my favorite Deadpool, the Dreadpool. Not sure why, just love it so much. I think it's maybe the simplicity of the black and white. I don't know what it is. Venompool, not one of my favorites. I think it was okay for what it is, but not my favorite. Ultimate Deadpool, I think this looks pretty accurate to the comics. It's not my favorite design for Deadpool. It doesn't look like Deadpool. It reminds me of like Magneto almost, with the helmet or the head shape. But it looks cool. Another favorite, Evil Deadpool. This one is pretty cool. His arm is backwards, so you got 2 right arms. It was a hard paint job. Miles, didn't really like this. This was inspired from Into the Spider-Verse. PS4, my very first PS4 Spider-Man. Everyone wanted to see it. Everyone was happy. Then I made a second one months later. But this is still the first one, actually. Then I made a second one months later. And people really liked that as well. And then Hasbro came out with theirs. And it was pretty much similar to that. Then I went out and did a third one. A black symbiote for someone. Shout out to Chronicle Designs. Also made an Iron Spider before Hasbro released theirs. I didn't really like it, but for some reason a lot of people did. I did like this one though. Symbiote, inspired by No Limit Designs. Man, if you want to check out some cool cosplay, check out No Limit Designs on Instagram. The all-new Iron Spider, while we're on the movies. This was kind of like an Aaron Aikman Iron Spider merge. Then we did the Far From Home, the most recent movie Spider-Man custom. Made a Spider-Bat. Wasn't sure which design to go with, but renamed him into Bat Spider later on because I felt like it was more suitable. Long story. Venomverse Spider-Man. I think this was the third one or second. I'm not really sure. I don't even know if he belongs here. Then there was Ultimate Spider-Man, a classic purple and black symbiote Spider-Man. was pretty cool, so I decided to up it and make a Venom, except his logo glue in the dark. That was pretty cool. Then I made some amalgams, starting with Super Soldier. I always wanted to make some amalgam comic customs. I thought the merge of these characters were pretty dope, and Captain America and Superman always looked cool to me. Then seeing Iron Man and Green Lantern, that wasn't so cool, but figured I had the body line around. I did the Iron Man Green Lantern, and then I went out months later and did Spider-Boy. This was probably one of my favorite customs. This turned out to be the top 3 in the middle of the summer. So we made Spider-Boy, Unlimited Spider-Man, and I think PS4 was the other one. Dusk, pretty simple. Always wanted to make a Dusk, and I will make another one because I wanted to add some nice shading to him. Now that I have an airbrush, I'm definitely going to redo another one. But this is still one of my favorites. X-Force Wolverine, the first one I made, not as accurate as it is in the comics. The gloves, belts, and boots are not the same. And so I made a second one months later, a little more accurate with the belts, gloves, and boots. This was commissioned. Made a Spider, or the Spider, also a cool custom. This is Peter Parker and Carnage merged. Made another one months later and traded it for 2 Storm collectible ninjas. Amazing trade. Shout out to you, brother. I didn't regret that. The antagonist Iron Spider. This is Miles Morales' uncle, Aaron Davis, a.k.a. the Prowler, a.k.a. the antagonist Iron Spider-Man. He gets his hands on some Tony Stark gear in one of the comics and becomes this guy, and it's pretty dope. And that's what I meant with the new movie version, the MCU Iron Spider. I made him basically to just kind of be that guy, but in the movie version. But it's just concept. Speaking of Miles, here he is, the adult version of Miles Morales. This was commissioned as well. Probably a cool custom. I hate to do red web lines. They take a little time, but I think these lines came out really clean and turned out to be a really good custom. Hasbro vs. 978 Lasher. Made my Lasher months before Hasbro made theirs, but both of them are pretty cool. Anti-Superior Spider-Man, one of my favorites for sure. Went to my buddy, Mr. Fox. Shout out to you, brother. Custom Superior Spider-Man. This was commissioned on a Pizza Spider-Man body. They just wanted the same design as the Hasbro version, but the lens is a little darker. And I will say this was not a pleasure to make, but very satisfying to look at after it was done. Went along and did my second Superior Octopus. I had to give it a go again once the comic officially came out and I knew what he looked like. And I really like this. And same for this one. I didn't expect to like this as much. I don't know why Hasbro hasn't given us the first appearance Superior Spider-Man. I'm sorry, I'm trying to muffle my son doing WWE songs in the background. He's playing with his figures. Let's go check on him really quick. What's going on?
His song.
Whose song?
Dean Ambrose's song.
It's Dean Ambrose's song? Mm-hmm. While on the subject of Superior, we have Superior Venom, just on a bigger body. I like this one a lot, actually. Probably one of my favorites. Those webs, pretty hard to do. Another Superior Octopus. This is the most recent you guys have seen. It is a really good custom. I think, anyway. You the judge. Gwenpool, pretty sweet. Someone asked me to repaint the white one, turn it all black. Then someone asked me to make their girlfriend, but I decided to kind of call her Yelena Beloved Black Widow. Black on black, matte, and gloss. She looks pretty awesome as well. The Spider-Woman has a really pretty face, so that works. Mary Jane Watson, the newest you've seen. Then there was Mary Jane from the Venomverse. I made 2 of these. The other one I didn't have time to review, so we just have this one. And I like this one a lot, actually. This was using the Black Widow body from the vintage Marvel Legends. Then we have the Logan from the Venomverse. I tried to make everyone, or as many as I could from the Venomverse, and Logan turned out to be one of my favorites, so I made another one. And this one had a tongue and a screaming face. But it all started off with Black Panther. He was one of the first ones I've made. Then I made a tutorial on that, so if you want to see that, feel free to click this card. Rocket Raccoon, 2 of them as well. One was from like a cheaper toy line, and the other one was from the Legends. Then I wanted to update the Agent Venom, so I took a Black Panther body and just modified Agent Venom on that. Pretty awesome. Hasbro, I think, should do another Agent Venom because the old body is out of date. Captain America from the Venomverse, not one of my favorites, but I did like how the shield came out. It was pretty clean. Ant-Man was another cool one. I almost made one on a 12-inch figure just to make it the coolest accessory. I mean, what's better than a 12-inch figure of a 6-inch figure as an accessory? Doctor Strange, I think it would be a crime to not do Doctor Strange if you're going to do the Venomverse. He is the leader. Wasn't one of my favorite designs, but once making him, I fell in love. Making the Venomverse figures when the Thanos figure was released, so I decided it would probably be a good idea to Venomize Thanos as well, seeing that there was a comic cover with Thanos on it. Then I made Iron Man, my own kind of inspiration. There is a Venomized Iron Man, but this was my own iteration of that. Then also I made a What If Ben Reilly was part of the Venomverse. This was inspired from a cosplay suit and a figure that someone had made for Shartimus Prime. Then again, Superior Venom. We've seen him, but because we're on the Venomverse. And then there was a Punisher that we never reviewed because it wasn't much. It was just a figure with the head. Flip side Spider-Man, pretty cool. I like this design. I always drew like, I colored this when I was a kid. I always like opposite colored Spider-Man for some reason. Iron Spider. This is like the 3rd or 4th one I made. This one finally had the tentacles I got from Shapeways, so I was able to put the 3 on. So probably one of the coolest. I think this is an old head, but let's show it off again. Unlimited, Spider-Man Unlimited. This is a cool one from the show. This made top 3. Everyone was really excited to see this, and I was pretty happy to make it. Black Widow Spider-Man, also pretty cool custom. I think it could be a cool figure for Hasbro to do. It's pretty simple. One of my own, Radioactive, my own design. I thought it would be cool to make a radioactive Spider-Man, seeing that Spider-Man is radioactive, although there is no radioactive Spider-Man. So, I don't know. I like that for some reason. I think it's pretty cool. Orb Weaver, he didn't have a name at the time. Thanks to everyone on my YouTube channel who helped me out, we decided to go with Orb Weaver. Pretty cool custom. This went out to my buddy Steven. Shout out to Steven's mom, who always supports the channel and gets her son customs. Pretty cool. This was something I did with the airbrush when I first got it. Kind of like a thermal theme. And I really liked how it came out. One of my favorites, I gotta say, honestly. Then I wanted to continue on with the theme, and so I made a Blue Steel Spider-Man. Kind of based off the Orb Weaver, just a metallic silver with a little bit of blue on it. And also became one of my favorite Spider-Man. Then there was Null. When Venom had his new comic run, Null was the guy in charge, and I thought Null was actually Venom, but it wasn't, so these are just Venoms. Mangaverse Shadow Clan, the second time making these guys, a lot cleaner than the first one, I will say, so I do like these a lot. Hasbro probably could give us one later on, though. Then one of my favorite customs turned out to be one of your favorite customs as well, the Venom movie figure. Maybe it was the hype of the movie, I don't know, but this custom got me almost 500,000 views, almost 400,000 views on the video alone. So thank you guys very much. Seriously, I appreciate the love and everyone coming and commenting and liking this custom. Honestly, I've seen like 5 people replicate this themselves. So everyone copied the recipe, and I don't want to say copy because I kind of gave it away to you. Same thing with the Riot. I gave you the recipe to make your own head, but I'm glad to see that people did utilize it to make their own Venoms. So shout out to all you guys who show support. And even though Venom wasn't the greatest movie, it was great to see Venom on screen, and it did make a bunch of money, so I can't wait for the next one. See what Carnage is going to look like. Everyone wants me to make a Carnage, so. Captain Spider Flash Thompson, one of my favorite Spider-Man. Please, Hasbro, give us one of these. Just a Daredevil head with some hair and a Bucky Cap Spider-Man body. We would love that. From the Spider-Verse, of course. Cyber Scarlet Spider-Man, pretty cool. Not my favorite. This is the second one I've done. A lot better than the first one, I will say, but I'm not too crazy about it, so I won't ask Hasbro to give it to us. If they gave it to us, I'd be satisfied. 1970s Nick Hammond Spider-Man. This would be a great 2-pack. Him and the Japanese Spider-Man, and then just call it like the old-time vintage box set or something. Then Bizarnage, my second time around. Probably my favorite version. Has a nice shade to him. Then I did the same exact thing with Hybrid. Not sure which one I did first. I think Hybrid was first. But they both have the same shading to them. Love them both. Third time around with the Last Stand Spider-Man. I would like this too. This would be great for Hasbro to give us. Hydra Spider-Man would be cool too. A little far-fetched seeing how rare and scarce he was. From the game, Web of Shadows Spider-Man. We got the Wolverine Venom. Pretty dope. I had to make this with the Omega Red body. Everyone wanted a Venom, and I just had to make a Wolverine because the body is just like Wolverine, just a lot bigger. Omega Red is pretty much Wolverine. But I don't know, I like this custom. Next one I make, I will add a little blue shading just to make it more accurate to the game. But I love it. PS4 Underoo Spider-Man. Still haven't played the PS4 Spider-Man game, but I thought this would be pretty cool and easy to make. Spider Lizard turned out to be one of my favorites. Don't like the lizard body, but I love this custom. Came out pretty clean, and I'm happy to show you guys how to make the webs. If you guys want to see that again, feel free to click that card to learn how to make some webs. Marvel vs. Capcom 2-pack. Not really a 2-pack, but the red one and the blue one. I had to make the blue one eventually. It was always on my bucket list. So I'm happy that it came out as clean as it did. And that logo is completely from scratch. All of these logos, including this gold one, is from scratch. So I'm really impressed. Happy to do it. Joker Venom, inspired by Levi Kleeman. Great artist from Instagram. If you want, follow him on Instagram. There's his name. This was pretty much just made after his design. Then this year I got 2 certificates from the world's greatest customizers. Shout out to you guys on Facebook. Anybody want to go check out the world's greatest customizers on Facebook? There's a bunch of top-notch customizers on there. So to get 2 certificates from them, I'm pretty happy. Overall, pretty impressed with 2018's lineup. Christmas is almost here, so I will do one more giveaway for this year, for the end of the year. But there's my P.O. box if anyone wants to send me any artwork or any inspiration or any new Spider-Man designs that we could probably work on. I think it'd be pretty fun to see some of your designs as custom action figures. But anyway, as always, guys, I do appreciate the love. Feel free to subscribe and stay notified for next year. It's been a great year, guys. Seriously, this is a cool community. I love having this channel. A few people have asked me, am I doing different things because I'm uploading music and custom shoes and gameplay footage? No, I mean, I just like to do other things, you know, for my own entertainment. I can't make a custom every day. These things take some time, but I am still going to be making a ton of customs. There's still a bunch of Spider-Man costumes that I haven't even touched on yet. Anti-ox suit. I mean, I can go on forever. Electro-proof. There's so many suits. But don't worry, guys. We are going to continue making Spider-Man customs and tutorials. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.
You choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody.